Have you ever wondered how artists turn a simple thought into a beautiful painting? Let me show you how I turn ideas into art. The video opens in a calm and inspiring studio space where soft natural light gently enters through a window and falls across a clean wooden table. In the center of the frame stands a blank canvas on an easel, quiet and full of possibility. Brushes of different sizes, a palette filled with vibrant paints, and a small jar of water sit nearby, waiting patiently for creativity to begin. The narrator's voice enters softly, welcoming viewers to a new creative journey titled Abstract Art: How I Turn Ideas into Art. The narrator explains that every piece of art begins with something very simple, an idea. Sometimes that idea is clear and strong, and sometimes it is just a feeling or a small spark of imagination. But with patience, creativity, and exploration, that small idea can grow into a beautiful work of art. The camera slowly moves closer to the blank canvas, emphasizing the quiet moment before the creative process begins. The narrator explains that artists often spend time simply observing the canvas before painting. To many people it may look empty, but to an artist it is filled with endless possibilities. It is a space where imagination can grow, where colors can interact, and where emotions can take visual form. Turning ideas into art is not always a straight path. It is a journey of experimentation, discovery, and creative freedom. The artist begins by preparing the palette, placing small amounts of paint onto its surface. Deep blues, vibrant reds, warm yellows, soft whites, and calming greens appear on the palette like a collection of emotions waiting to be expressed. The narrator explains that color is often the first step in translating ideas into abstract art. Each color carries its own mood and energy. Blue may represent calm thoughts or deep reflection. Red might bring excitement or passion. Yellow can symbolize optimism and warmth. When these colors begin to interact on the canvas, they create a visual language that expresses the original idea in a powerful way. The artist gently lifts a brush and dips it into a soft shade of blue. For a brief moment, the brush pauses above the canvas, capturing the quiet anticipation of the first brushstroke. The narrator explains that this is one of the most exciting moments in the creative process. The first mark on the canvas turns imagination into reality. It begins the transformation from an invisible idea into a visible piece of art. As the brush touches the canvas, a smooth stroke of blue spreads across the surface. Instantly, the canvas is no longer empty. The narrator explains that artists rarely know exactly how the final artwork will look when they begin. Instead, they allow the painting to grow naturally. One brushstroke suggests the next, and gradually the original idea begins to take shape. The artist adds another color beside the blue, perhaps a warm orange or a vibrant red. These colors contrast with the cool tones of blue, creating visual excitement. The narrator explains that contrast is an important tool in abstract art because it brings energy and movement into the composition. When warm and cool colors interact, they create balance and harmony within the painting. The camera captures the movement of the brush as it glides across the canvas. Some strokes are long and flowing, while others are short and expressive. Each stroke adds another layer to the developing artwork. The narrator reflects on how ideas in abstract art are often expressed through motion. The direction of a brushstroke can influence how viewers experience the painting. Upward strokes may feel uplifting, while sweeping curves may feel calm and graceful. As the painting grows more complex, the artist pauses and steps back to observe the canvas from a distance. The narrator explains that this moment of reflection is a crucial part of the creative process. By stepping back, the artist can see the painting as a whole rather than focusing on small details. This helps identify areas that might need more contrast, more color, or more balance. Returning to the canvas, the artist introduces a palette knife to create texture. Thick paint is spread across certain areas, forming raised surfaces that catch the light in beautiful ways. The narrator explains that texture adds another dimension to abstract art. It allows the painting to communicate not only through color, but also through physical depth and movement. The camera zooms in to reveal the intricate textures created by the palette knife. In some places, the paint forms soft ridges and patterns, while in other areas it blends smoothly with previous layers. Each layer becomes part of the painting's history, showing how the artwork has evolved from the original idea. The narrator continues explaining that turning ideas into art often involves embracing unexpected results. Sometimes colors blend in surprising ways, or textures appear that were not planned. Instead of seeing these moments as mistakes, many artists treat them as opportunities for discovery. These spontaneous changes often lead to new directions that make the artwork more interesting and unique. The painting continues to grow as more colors are added. Bright yellow highlights appear in certain areas, bringing warmth and light to the composition. Soft greens emerge where yellow blends with blue, creating a sense of balance. The narrator explains that these interactions between colors create rhythm within the painting, guiding the viewer's eye across the canvas. The artist again steps back to observe the progress of the artwork. The narrator describes how the original idea that inspired the painting has now begun to evolve into something more complex. Abstract art often transforms during the creative process. What started as a simple concept may develop into an entirely new visual story. Returning to the canvas once more, the artist refines certain areas by blending colors more smoothly and adding small highlights. These final adjustments help unify the composition and create a sense of harmony. The narrator explains that the final stage of turning ideas into art often involves balancing the entire painting so that each part feels connected to the whole. As the camera slowly pans across the canvas, the artwork now appears vibrant and full of life. Layers of color interact with one another, textures catch the light, and expressive brushstrokes reveal the energy of the creative process. The narrator reflects on how the painting has traveled a long journey from the initial idea to this finished piece of art. The video now shows the completed painting displayed on a wall where soft light highlights its colors and textures. The narrator explains that abstract art invites viewers to interpret the artwork in their own way. Each person may see different emotions, shapes, or meanings within the colors. This open interpretation is what makes abstract art so fascinating and powerful. The narrator now speaks directly to the viewers with an encouraging message. Many people believe that creating art requires perfect technique or years of training, but the truth is that creativity belongs to everyone. Turning ideas into art simply requires curiosity, imagination, and the courage to experiment. The camera returns once again to the blank canvas placed beside the finished painting. The contrast between the two images reminds viewers that every masterpiece begins with an empty surface and a small spark of imagination. The narrator explains that ideas are the starting point of all creative. of work. With patience and creativity, those ideas can grow into something meaningful and beautiful. As the video reaches its final moments, the finished abstract painting remains visible on the screen while the narrator delivers a thoughtful closing message. Creativity is not about perfection. It is about exploration and expression. Every brushstroke represents a step in the journey of turning imagination into reality. The screen slowly fades while the vibrant colors of the painting remain visible for a few seconds longer. The narrator's final words remind viewers that ideas are everywhere, waiting to be transformed into art. All it takes is a brush, a canvas, and the willingness to let creativity guide the process from the first idea to the final masterpiece. And with that final brushstroke, the journey from a simple idea to completed artwork comes to an end. What began as a small spark of imagination has now transformed into something real, something visible, and something meaningful on the canvas. This is the magic of the creative process. Every painting starts with nothing more than a thought, a feeling, or a moment of inspiration. And through patience, exploration, and creativity, that idea slowly grows into a piece of art that tells its own story. Art is not about perfection or following strict rules. It is about allowing your imagination to move freely and trusting the process as each brushstroke leads you closer to the final result. Sometimes the idea changes along the way. Sometimes unexpected colors or textures appear. But that is exactly what makes the creative journey so exciting. Every step, every layer of paint, and every decision adds depth and character to the artwork. I hope this video has given you a glimpse into how ideas can evolve into art and perhaps inspired you to explore your own creativity. Remember that every artist begins with the same starting point, a blank canvas and a simple idea. With curiosity and courage, anyone can begin turning their imagination into something beautiful. If you enjoyed watching this creative process and would like to see more inspiring art videos, please support the channel by liking this video and sharing it with other art lovers. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our future creative journeys. Thank you for being part of this artistic experience. Keep imagining, keep creating, and I look forward to sharing more ideas and artworks with you in the next video.